What's up, everybody? Welcome to the final chapter of the game. This is Tales of the Neon Sea, Chapter 4. Welcome. Grab a seat, put on your headphones, and if you haven't already, please check my other 3 chapters uploaded previously so that you can catch up. And let's get started. So, I guess we are having some deja vu. I guess we'll come full circle, we'll complete the story, patch up all the unknown parts, and most importantly, we're alive. What a surprise! So we have our trusty companion, William, and he'll probably play a crucial role in completing our journey as he has been helping in our previous chapters so far. That is a really ugly sculpture. Yeah, and you better give William his goddamn treats. Is this real or is this a hallucination? Whoa. Is William okay? Oh. So Noah has placed hallucinations for our guy T-Rex all over the place. That's interesting. So we want to know what is real. Is this real life or is this fantasy? As far as I know, AIs cannot travel according to their own free will, like from any device to another. And this AI just showed up anywhere she likes. I mean, she's independent. I can give her that much. So, since our T-Rex guy is part robot, Noah's hallucination devices might be affecting him more. He's a cyborg! And Noah's taking advantage of that. That means Noah already knew him. Mm. I mean, being a supervillain, obviously you have to do your research before, you know, laying out all your plan. Did you notice one thing? All the segue between the scenes used to happen in that flying car before, but now it's an elevator. So that has changed. Probably because this is the final chapter and things are coming full circle. Did you notice another thing? That the purple fungus, whoa, that burst. Wow, that looks cool, not gonna lie. Yeah, this purple fungus has spread so much more than before. It probably signifies evil or something like that, or maybe I'm reading too much into symbolisms. I don't know, but yeah, it has spread over almost all surfaces. Professor Snape would be proud, if you know what I mean. This Cortana type AI is okay, but I really miss William. He was more helpful. Our kitty cat. So our task at hand is to fix the pipes so that we can get rid of all the fungus. Purple, purple fungus. Now that was really cool effect. And the vapors are still rising. Yeah, isn't that toxic? Doesn't look toxic. I mean, isn't that supposed to be green? I don't know. Need to figure out a way to get rid of all the fumes. Probably by trying a couple different techniques, a couple different combinations to fix the pipe. Yes, finally, now it's gonna work. We only have to manipulate the valve and then voila! Even the message is holographic. Noah did really put a lot of thought and energy into this. Touche. At least we now know that it's a hallucination and that it's a crime scene. Earlier we didn't even know where were we, or we were just getting headaches. What is it with Noah and all of his combinations? Like, they're not even combinations in a particular order or anything. He just likes to fuse things, robots, humans, whatever it is. What is it with him and his obsession with fusing things? He must go see a therapist about his problems. Then he wouldn't probably have to, you know, spend so much effort into designing crime scenes and leaving breadcrumbs for a T-Rex here. I mean, it would be really cool if, you know, when certain serial killers have an MO that this is why they do this, so and so, right? So it would be really cool if there was a reason, or if they explained at the end why does Noah like to fuse and form sculptures of both robots and human combined. There must be an underlying reason. So this is Noah leaving a trail of breadcrumbs for T-Rex to follow. If you're wondering why or whom am I calling T-Rex, it's our detective guy because his name is Rex. Anywho, so by following all these hallucinations, he gets his, he gets a reason or an order as to Noah's crimes and what other clues that might be salvaged from those crime scenes, like this. But why though? Like, does Noah want to show him something? Probably he wants to show him or make him understand a reason as to why he's doing this, and this could be a trap. Like, I think it's both, because why would he go into such efforts if it was not ultimately to, fight an epic battle with him? I hope that would be really cool. So previously we used to receive clues in the form of gears, and then we had to combine them into a stopwatch and then go back in time. But now I think our clues will be delivered in the form of a dove. That's pretty symbolic if you ask me. This takes me back to my engineering days when I had to do this only for about 1,000 times. Just kidding. It's gonna be pretty easy. You only have to match the sine wave, sinusoidal. So Noah used her singing to buy himself some time to commit a crime. That was... How is that arrogance? Like, she must be busy doing her own stuff. I don't know, rehearsing or something. How is that arrogance? I don't know. There was no reason to kill her. Absolutely none. Also, I just thought it was a mosquito singing or something. I mean, it's probably opera. Okay, so I'm no therapist, but Noah clearly has a God complex where he thinks that only he has the right to correct everyone and he is above everyone else and that he is the law perhaps and only he has the right to judge other people's, I don't know, arrogance or whatever he calls it. I mean, it's not really arrogance, but to him it is. So somehow he thinks he has the divine right to judge people's actions and punish them accordingly. Reminds me of Light in Death Note. I mean, it's kind of like the chicken and egg, the never-ending question that if you murder a murderer, does that make you the murderer too? Or does that make you, I don't know, an angel or something? In this case, Singer was definitely not a murderer, did not commit any serious crimes per se, but in Noah's eyes, she somehow did. So I guess this whole chapter is more or less gonna be about the backstory as to why Noah committed those crimes and why he thought they were crimes or they were not fit to live anymore. Why? And it's very important to get into murderers or serial killers, and obviously here he is a serial killer. So it's very important to get into a serial killer's mind in order to know how he works, in order to catch him. It's very helpful also to understand how his mind works so that can be used against him or used to find him or predict what his next victim is gonna be so that those future probabilities can be saved. You can probably guess by this point that I'm a huge true crime fan or I just love watching true crime documentaries. It's very fascinating to know like what tips you over the edge. Like we perform our day-to-day daily activities, right? But there has to be something happening in their lives which tipped them over the edge. It's very fascinating to know how the human mind works. So I love watching those and gained a little bit of knowledge about it. So this should be pretty simple, right? As the diagram suggests, plus and plus both make a correct combination, and if the plus symbol is paired up with another symbol, it does not make a correct combination. So we have to make those combinations so that all of them are turned green. Should be simple. Okay, I seriously don't get it. What crime did 40 people commit at the same time? Like, how can all 40 people in the audience be guilty of something? I don't know. That's pretty much genocide, I think. So, wait a second. The audience were just guilty of hiding their faces? I mean, you can't wear a mask. We all wear masks nowadays. It's pandemic time. I mean, what is so wrong in wearing a mask? Someone please explain. Oh my god, you can hide your true identity not by not wearing a mask as well. Like even wearing a mask doesn't mean that you're hiding your true identity. That's hella weird to call that, something. That is probably the worst excuse to kill someone. I mean, I think all these reasons are just an excuse to kill people because that is clearly not enough. I mean, hiding behind a mask or whatever you call it, there's clearly not enough reason to kill people. Not there ever is one. I mean, I'm no one to judge, but yeah, neither is Noah. No one to judge. Yeah, that's what I said too. It's just a frenzy. He just went on a murdering spree. That's all these explanations and his so-called purifying is bullshit. I just say the same thing. It's just an excuse. See, I could be a detective. I swear a baby's laugh is the cutest thing, but not at night. I mean, the way, yeah, it's just really creepy. If you haven't noticed, we'll probably have 8G in the future. So that's good news, I guess. Okay, so up until now, Noah knew everything about T-Rex, right? But now we know something that he preys on his victims' vulnerability. He knows their weaknesses, he researches on them vigorously, and then he uses it against them. Oh, really cold-blooded. But I still didn't understand why did he kill this family. They seem like such a sweet family, right? Is it because the father of the child made I think a genetic altercation, and that in turn had some hereditary complications for the baby? I think. But they did not do it on purpose. They did not know of the side effects that it would cause of, otherwise they would have never endangered the life of their baby, right? So it's not, it's a really tragic case. What do you mean hiding the truth from their own child? What do you think they were gonna tell their own baby? Here, kid, look, I made a mistake, and because of that you will be killed. Bye. No, that's just plain cruel. I bet he never interacted or even tried interacting with a kid in his entire life, and I think he probably had a rough childhood as well, and someone treated him with not enough love and comfort he would have needed. You know what I just realized? Noah looks exactly like those plague doctors back in the day with big masks. And he also has the Grim Reaper's stuff. So, is he a plague Grim Reaper? I don't know. I'll admit the stained glass looks really pretty. Looks very artistic as well. Noah has good taste. Yeah, sure, sure. You were just scared. Admit it already. Is this the real life or is just fantasy? Said Noah. Haha, bird face person. Told you he must have been a plague doctor sometime in his life. Or he probably likes that costume a lot and never took it off after Halloween. Wait, did I get him? Did I kill him? He was a hallucination a second before, so he must not be dead. So his stuff is the real weapon that he uses to escape. Quite the preparation. Okay, so it said the shapeless god or goddess needs a body which is half robot and half human, so that is probably why Noah has been smoldering those ugly sculptures. There we have our motive. So I did get Noah. This is like a golden opportunity to catch up to him. I better run, I gotta run. But obviously we have a task so that the antagonist can conveniently run away. What in the world is happening? I mean, if mermaids were monsters, this would probably look like it. Technically, sirens are monsters, but some of these women don't even have tails, fish tails. They have some, I don't know, what in the world are those? What do you mean by consciousness transmission exactly? I mean, do you lose consciousness? Do you just faint? And how is it related to curing diseases or stuff like that? You know what this reminds me of? Dexter's Laboratory, the one we used to watch as kids. Maybe Noah was inspired by Dexter. You never know. Okay, so I think I get what consciousness transfer or whatever the thing is called means. I mean, if a person is really, really sick, their organs are replaced by artificial organs, and then they become, cyborg, and then their consciousness is transferred to a robot or something. And then after they are healed, or after uh, the person survives, their certain from stem cells, a certain organic transmission is then tried out, I think. That's the gist of it. I just do not know how it is medically related. Okay, so now we have to match all these colors to their respective levels according to the diagram we saw just now. Should not take too long. I've always loved a secret, hidden, you know, staircase or bookshelf or a secret passageway behind a wall or something. Used to read about them in storybooks when I was little, in crime stories or mystery. It's just really cool. It's just something that only you know about in your house, and none of the guests have any idea. Yeah, absolutely. A good, intelligent villain always has a secret passageway or something like that to get away if he ever gets in trouble, or if his plan fails. He just poof, vanishes. I be like a man trapped in a prison. He can wait. Let me just read a story first. That's more interesting. Yeah, don't get too flattered by that. He was just plotting to kill you by researching you and not using a picture to fangirl or something. The good old sci-fi movie plot where the antagonist uses the innocent scientist to as a puppet to get his job done. The scientist in the end is like, "No, this is not what I signed up for." And the villain is like, "Well, I'm signing you up for this. Get ready to sign your life away. Toodles." Yeah, I'm sorry, I just can't. I cannot pull the plug, even if I know that they're in pain, but it's not up to me to take someone else's life. It's not my decision, it's not in my hands. So what I understand from this is not every people can be cyborg. I mean, half robot and half human, I guess. And only T-Rex's body can do the deed. So his body is special and Noah wants his body. Sounds so wrong, but yeah, that's the truth. You know what this reminds me of? I mean, a lot of things remind me of Harry Potter, but here it goes. Just listen, just hear me out. So this reminds me of Harry's scar. So Harry got a scar because Voldemort's part of his soul was trapped inside his body, right? Harry's body. So Voldemort could induce certain visions inside Harry's mind, but if he would, if he, chose to resist with an insurmountable amount of pain, then he could. It's kind of like occlumency too. Like you can search through my mind, but at the same time, if I'm strong enough, I can do the same to you. It works both ways. The main point of my, you know, TED talk is When there's a connection, it works both ways. Yeah, I agree with the AI. Detective Damas is a very good nickname. That huge goddess just came out of the water like in Battleship. My goodness. Okay, so it'll probably be blasted off with lasers from all directions. So basically the way to do it is point those lasers and by making yourself a target in such a way that they get redirected and destroy their own selves. And if for some unknown reason this happened with me, that's why I just want to help out. If for some unknown reason if this isn't working for you, if the lasers are not going through the discs, you need to play it in a windowed mode and it'll work just fine. I don't know why this works. I don't know what kind of a glitch is this, but it just is. However, I do have to tell you that this drove me nuts, and this might drive you nuts as well. If you follow my strategy, you might if you follow my strategy, you'll definitely be able to get this over with in no time, but definitely took me a lot of time to figure it out, because for some unknown reason the laser just wasn't going through the discs. Yeah, you just have to play it in a windowed mode. That's the only way to get around it. Again, the same strategy applies here. You just have to point them in such a way that they self-destruct. I mean, we're almost over, right? Does that mean Noah lost? Is this what he looks like right now? I mean, I'm no one to comment on looks, but this is just worse than Voldemort, and that's saying something. Oh my gosh. The levels people will stoop down to just to gain what they're after. So Noah has been controlling everything from here? Or did he just lay all those traps from before? I bet he... Well, shouldn't have killed all those people, I guess. Okay, okay, I see what you did there. So this is not the end. So they're keeping an open end that just this is just a part of a bigger story which might continue in the future. That's clever. Well, Minoa, rest in peace. Or go to hell, whatever floats his boat.
Well, with that, it brings us to the end of Tales of the Geonsea Chapter 4. I hope you enjoyed all the stories and we got a great storyline. Got some clarifications as to why and how all the events were happening. It was a great story. I enjoyed it. I really did, even though it's a beginner game. And I'll see you next week. Bye. And if you haven't subbed already, and if you want to catch me next week, please do the needful. Okay, now bye for real.